All right, let's take a glance at some of my favorite photos from February 1st to February 7th. Just a handful of compared to the last couple weeks, but some that I liked a lot. Let's get started. Right off the bat, actually, this is one that I liked from this week. The frozen, the stopped water, kind of as it splashes off the rostrum. The exhale bubbles as they're about to break the surface. The trailing dorsal shot sort of into the glare a little bit. Now, I find it relaxing. I'm not sure what I would do differently if I could, but I couldn't, so I didn't. Similar kind of concept. This one I liked. I don't do a ton of sunset stuff, but I should probably do more of it because the colors complement all the blues that I do. So I'd probably up my market if I was able to get more complementary things between them. This one, I send these to the local the seal rescue teams, and they track you can see the tag. Oh. This one was popular amongst friends and family. It was a foggy morning, and then there was like this hole in the fog where the sun went through, but then the fog here, the sun is a little further back, and it's kind of thin fog, and it got thicker behind me. But you're able to sort of capitalize on that and capture some of that golden glow. Sea lion, first light. Pelican, first light. Another pelican at first light. This one was interesting. Go back just a teeny bit. I liked the image. I liked the composition and how the two brown pelicans are sort of wingtip to wingtip in you know, obviously one's further behind by a lot. But it also shows this fog I was telling you about. This background, literally, usually you almost have an infinite view. This was not very far. But behind me was this opening in the fog, so the light was coming through, and it was just casting this, you know, great light up onto this wall of a background. So I liked that composition. Coming in for a landing. This one I really liked. I really liked how the shadowing highlights the eye. I really liked how the eye is in the light here. Obviously 100% on just pure luck. Nothing I could do to make that happen, but I like how it worked out. Same one coming in, wings extended. A first light cormorant. I think this is a younger-ish one. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's not in the breeding color, but just looking at it, it kind of has that younger vibe to it. When they stop looking like aliens and start looking like kind of puffy-headed birds. Kelping mom sea lion and a pup. Thought this one was good. They're just sort of rolling around in the seaweed. This shot bums me out. There's more that'll be up on my website on the conservation side. If you look really close, it's cute, and you know, the young pup and the mom spending time. It's rad. But this little red dot is actually a big fishing thing. I'm not exactly sure what they would call it. And then there's a big entanglement down here. So I think it's hooked up towards the mouth, and then it's dragging a bunch of stuff with it, and just bummed out my whole day. You know, I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't there when it picked it up, but I know a lot of people fish right there. And these seals get in the water within 5-10 minutes of being born sometimes a little bit longer. And to have people fishing, which is essentially trying to trick, you know, an animal to eat something. And yeah, they're not fishing for seals, but seals eat fish, and seals eat the things that fish eat. So, this one was another one where I didn't see the detail until I saw the detail when I was going through it at home, which is sort of why you take so many photos and you go look at them. Gray whale eyeball is just so cool to me. I was so stoked on this photo. Something about seeing that whale, watching us watch it, was just really a cool experience. Same gray whale sort of rolling over on its side playing. Flukes. A birder gave me a tip onto this one, as I'm not super versed in birds by any stretch. And they were very excited, and I was a little confused because I just got out of my car and was trying to think through 12 different things maybe. But this gal came up to me and asked, "Are you a birder?" Yes, kind of, not really. Like, what do you need to know? She goes, "Well, I don't need to know anything. I was just going to give you a tip that there's a Eurasian widgeon down the way." And I thought, if you're a birder, you'd be just hyped on my hot tip. And I was sad that I bummed her out a little bit, I guess, but I did take her advice and went and found it and looked at it, and it's a cool bird. I guess they're very infrequent here in San Diego. It was hanging out with the American widgeons. These ones always do good for me. The disheveled birds, the snowy egret with the plume up. Another look at that Eurasian widgeon. I went out with bigbluephotoboat.com. They're out of Mission Bay. It's a mother and son who are the captains and naturalists and photographers. It was a cool experience. There was a dad and a little girl about the age of mine out there. They were super accommodating to her, and yeah, we came across a bunch of gray whales. Gray whale flukes. More gray whale flukes. Underside. I like this one. This photo, I enjoyed the spout. I enjoyed, the white versus the blue, but I really like how you can see this translucent fluke here, as you can see the whale under the water. Something about that is really, really special to me. I like that shot. More flukes. This one was pretty low on the water. Surf Scoter. Always fun to see. Here it is in flight. Fun to kind of make out some of the details when they're backlit like this. Sort of, you can tell some of the differences in even the black versus the more black, or however you want to put it. These are the American widgeons that the Eurasian widgeon has been hanging around with. This is the Eurasian widgeon taking off. So different color heads. This is a kingfisher on top of some sailboat masts. That one might actually be interesting. My wife, I'll have to ask her what her opinion is on from a designer aspect. I generally don't change things too much, if at all, other than correcting, like maybe if the lens has something on it. But maybe I'll turn this vane on the other mast. Maybe I'll invert it so that it's pointing the opposite direction, so both the kingfisher and the wind vane are floating towards the middle, and maybe that'll take it to the next step for the designer Katie Grimm aspect of my site. Was tracking a whale off La Jolla. You can see it behind the seawall. More early morning long shadow seals. I really like this one, and I think this is the last one for this run for the week. But obviously this happened instantaneously, and it's like a 1/2000 shot, I think. But it kind of looks like, the whitewash is almost a pillow. Kind of the beauty of being able to cheat that microsecond with photography. But yeah, if you enjoyed these and you're looking for more of those photo details, like I mentioned, go ahead and if you're on my blog, scroll down. They're underneath all the photos. They've got shutter and they've got aperture, ISO, and zoom. And if you're on a video hosting site, I've got a link in the description that'll get you over to my blog for those details. And I appreciate the watch and look forward to bringing you another one next week.